Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Jay-a-samei Casual Talk. Joining us today, we have SAVAKay, the queen herself, in the building. Sava, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm blessed. It's amazing to have you here.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited. Long awaited.
Indeed.
Yes.
Jumping right into it, I would love to know more about your upbringing.
My upbringing.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, I am Ngonyana Mupitori, Ngonyana Hamanskrali. I am from Easteres, Hamanskral sides. And I grew up with my mother, my grandmother, my stepfather. Amazing upbringing. My mom is so supportive. She loves me so much, and I love her too. I have 2 younger brothers, meaning I am an older sister. Proudly so. I'm an older sister, and so fun. I love my little brother so much. My little smart little boys that I basically raised. So yeah, that's who I am. I'm an older sister,
That's
a
beautiful.
daughter.
Yeah. They say the oldest sisters are the strongest ones. So, and I see that in your music, and I see it in your personality as well.
I think it's true too.
It stands out. So tell me how you discovered your love for music.
My love for music. I actually discovered my love for music. Okay, my love for music, I never discovered it. It was just there. I didn't discover it. It just was something I used to do. Every time I got back from home, I just get home and I scream, and I'm screaming, but I'm singing, you know. I would just express myself. I was in the choir when I was at church, you know. I used to learn the violin. So basically, I feel like I just did music. It didn't matter what type. As long as I'm expressing myself somehow with music, I enjoyed that. And my love for music, rapping, it started on stage. So I just ended up being on stage someday with a friend of mine. Someone didn't show up, and I had to get on because I was there while they were recording. However, it wasn't my song, and I got on stage and I just fell in love. I fell in love. I fell in love with the anxiety, the response, you know. It was amazing. And then literally the next morning when I woke up, I called them and I was like, dude, let's go to the studio now.
Wow.
And that's how it began, right there and then.
And this is how your journey started?
I was in grade 9. That's how it started.
That's amazing. I love that.
Literally. I remember my first performance was in Silver Lakes. And it was a very big performance. Can you imagine? My first performance was a huge performance. Big people were there, you know.
So you just
Let me not name
Lane.
drop. Let's make it about me. But I was just like, oh wow, I want to do this again. Yeah.
What event was that, if you don't mind sharing?
It was a hip hop event. You know, there were these organizers that loved doing hip hop events. I'm sure you can remember back then, the Omega. There was a time where like parties were parties, and I got invited somehow, and I started performing because I knew the organizers. And you know, he actually CK, the guy who I first started doing music with, he knew them and they called him up most of the time. Wow. And it was pretty good. Even today we still have connections. They still hit me up, Sava, how's it going? And I'm like, guys, we're still pushing, and they're still pushing too. You never stop.
Just never stop.
You never stop.
I like the fact that your beginning was in greatness, and you still walk in greatness. That's amazing.
It was amazing.
And in this male-dominated industry of hip hop, of course, you stand out. And how do you do so? And are you proud of the way you're doing it as a female in hip hop?
Very good question. I'm very proud of how I am doing it. Slow and steady. However, I feel like I deliver perfection, and that is what stands out about me in the industry completely. You know, I feel like I take so much time and dedication in everything that I do in my music that there is no way that it won't stand out, whether I'm female or male. Do you understand? If you're somebody who is doing your craft wholeheartedly, dedicated, so you will stand out whether you're female or not. And that's why I am so proud of my work, so proud of my consistency, so proud of how much I just never stop doing it. And it's only because I love it. you know. That is my motive, my drive, that I do it because I love it. It is so fun, you know.
We can see it in your work that it is it's passion to the greatest, and we
Yes.
appreciate it. On behalf of those that can't say it to you, we do appreciate the
Thank you
effort
very
that you put into your perfection of craft.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
How to try to get the perfect sound.
Yes. We see it.
Thank you.
This artwork was created by the artist ZEMI. Description as quoted by the artist. This is a self-depiction of the feeling and the experience of being othered. Due to my bodily anatomy and my race, thus portraying myself as an alien to the human experience. End quote.
For more information regarding her journey, have a look at the description below.
Moving on, being an artist, an independent female artist, and making music, how do you manage making of music and the making of money, and how do they link? How do you link the two?
How do I link the passion and the money? At the end of the day, I feel like people should understand that as much as this is a passion, it is also a business. You should see it as much as I put in is how much I'm gonna put out. I'm gonna reap. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So for me, they're both directly inversely. With everything you do, if you have something that you love and you are passionate about, the point of it is to make money out of it. As a human being, as an individual, is that if there's something that you love, you make money of it. So I can't say that I'm only doing it for the passion. It is all about the passion, absolutely. That's why I wake up and do it. However, it is also about, I want to see those numbers rise. You know, not only just those numbers, I want to see that money rise, you know? And it will, as much as, like I said, as much as I put in, I will put out.
So how do you monetize your craft?
Okay. Firstly, when I started this industry, luckily there are places such as Sambro and Picasso, and they did workshops. And when they did workshops, I would always, I get an email, I respond back, and they book me, and we're there, and they give you so much information on how to do the whole process and how to monetize everything. You know, as much as you can get this information on the internet, it is not as intense as getting it from the source itself.
True.
So when I get workshops like that, I try to get information so that I am able to get home and make it a realization that I have to monetize and go through the processes in order for me to get the money that I do. However, it is an easy process after understanding that you just fill up a form, go on Google, do what you have to do, and then it's over.
This artwork was created by the artist ZEMI. Description as quoted by the artist. This is a self-depiction of the feeling and the experience of being othered. Due to my bodily anatomy and my race, thus portraying myself as an alien to the human experience. End quote.
For more information regarding her journey, have a look at the description below.
And besides your Samro and Picasso, how do you fund your music?
How do I fund my music?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a passion of mine. So whatever money I make as a person, I put it into my craft.
You water your plant.
Yes. There's nothing else that I do with my money than to spend it on my music. Actually, I'm not going to lie. That's what I do. You know, because it's a passion of mine. I love it. And for me, it's not me throwing money in the drain. It's me doing what I love. So if I have to do a music video there and there, I am going to do that music video, honey.
Since we're looking at it as a business, we'd say you're investing in your business.
Exactly. I'm investing in my business. It's growing. I'm getting those numbers. I see them growing. It's not a lie. I see it. So for me, as an individual, you must know that you work today, not for now, but for 5 years from now.
True.
So me understanding that is all the fun in it.
And what would you say is your biggest achievement in this industry?
My biggest achievement is my album that I made with Avawa in 2022. That I dropped. That is my biggest baby. I love my album so much. We put so much time into that album, so much dedication. I put so much money in that, sweat, tears, waking up early, going, scheduling, including my personal life. I'm not just a musician. I am more than that. So me completing that album was such an achievement. Getting those features, me being able to connect with people that I know 10 years from now, we are still going to be friends. And I know what I did and I love it so much. And that's why I did it. For me to be like, when I see that person again, I'm like, do you remember that album? Let's play it now. You know? So that's why I do it. I love it. I love the people that I've met, you know. Let me not get too deep, but I love it.
Don't worry, you're allowed to go deep. It is a casual talk, so feel free.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Basically, I love every part of it. And my album was my biggest success. Not just that, but in my life as a human being. You know, I could have gotten any amount of degrees, but it doesn't amount to what I did there.
Wow, we need the link to that album. We need to put
Yeah,
it down.
it
We need to
doesn't
put it
amount to
down
what
in
I
the
did there.
description because people need to just the passion of how you're describing the work, the tears.
How deep it was.
We need to have it at the bottom of the description, right? Okay,
Yes.
cool. No, don't worry. It will be found at the bottom of the description, right at the descriptions, right there. You can click onto that album. We'll make sure you plugged onto it because it sounds fire. And talking about your first album, I want to know what upcoming projects are we looking forward to as SAVAKay fans?
You know, this question is always easy to answer because I'm always working on something. You know what I'm saying? I'm always
Okay.
working on something.
Boss lady. Boss lady fever.
So right now I'm working on an EP that I am so excited about. I'm growing as an individual. I'm growing as an artist, and it is about to be fire, you know. At the end of the day, when I do my music, I know that there's no competition, you know. And that's just how I feel.
When she does her music, she knows that there is no competition. No shots fired, guys. These
No
are
shots
facts.
fired.
These are facts.
I was just saying.
How?
I was just saying.
Do you have a date for the album yet?
All I can say is that it will be as cold as June 25th, you know. Very cold.
Okay.
Very cold.
All right. Any performances? Or are you waiting for the baby to drop first?
I'm always performing at 442.
Uh-huh.
Maybe every second Thursday at 442.
So we can catch you
Every
442?
second Friday at 442. Catch me there. I'm always there.
I like 442. I started off at 442 as well. So
Yes.
It's home.
That is home.
It's home.
If you're an artist from Pitori, you mustn't lie. That's where we started. And
Indeed.
it's where we, saw what it does, what it do.
You know.
Yeah, and we mustn't lie. 442012 represent.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Sava, the beautiful SAVAKay joined us today, and we are pleased to have had her. All the information that you need about SAVAKay will be found at the bottom with all the descriptions. Have yourselves a good night. Thank you.